Hello everyone, it's Robin from Center Street Decor. I am finishing up some cute Easter chicks. I've got a few orders and I wanted to get them all finished up. They're so cute and so fun. So let me bring you down while we finish them up. So this is what I'm working on, is this cute little chick. So in my chick collection, I have 3 different sizes of chicks. You can see the 3 different sizes here. I've got the small, medium, and large chicks here. So these are available they will be available as an SVG file. So in this collection, I have some cute chicks. So I am just finishing up this little teeny Easter chick, and then we'll work on the face of this chick too. And this one is gonna have glasses, and he's just super cute. So I was just putting the cheeks on, and I thought, well, I'll take you along as I just finish up some painting. So I'm going to be painting some eggs. So this guy already has his eggs painted. So I am going to paint the eggs of this one right here. And this is going to be our little girl. She's going to have a bow, and then she'll also have a little tiny flower that's going to go on her bow. So let's just take you along. We've got the cheeks done. They look good. These other guys already have their cheeks, and this one's finished also. This one's already in the Etsy shop, my Etsy shop. But we're working on these others. So let's see. I'm trying to think of which I was doing. I think the bigger one's going to be the white one, and then the smaller is the blue. So let's go ahead and get some sponges ready. And since I'm excuse me, since I'm painting just small little areas, I'm just going to use just a very small piece of a sponge. So we have our sponges, so I'm going to just paint this big one white. Let's go ahead and grab some tape. Tape will help when we're working with small pieces. I take a little bit of tape, fold it in half on each side, and just put it on my little workplace. Well, let's bring this one down a little farther. That's going to be our white. Oh, now it's really sticking to me. And then these two are going to be blue. Okay, so back to my little painting. And that way it won't jump all over the place. It's much easier to control my paint. And then I don't have to hold this tiny little egg. Okay, let's grab a little bit of the blue. Dab some of it off so it's not so thick. And I've already done the base coating, which is nice. Sometimes the base coating takes a little bit longer. Let's let that dry. Let those dry. So we've also got their little nose. It's not even a nose, is it? It's a beak. But I think they smell with it, right? Don't chickens smell with their noses? They gotta smell where all the bugs are so they can eat all the bugs. Got a little bit of orange here. Let's just dab on the orange for the beak, right? that dry. And this is, we have a little tag here. Oh, this is actually the smallest one. The smallest one is going to have this darling little tag that says egg collector. And he's going to be holding the different little eggs. And then our larger one is going to say peep, peep. But he's also going to hold eggs. But we're going to do some shading on these once we get to shading the others. I've already done the shading on our little Easter chicks. And I've done the shading on this bow and the shading on this egg, and they've been speckled too. And then I'll show you how I speckle them. Okay, let's see if some of this is dry. I think we can go ahead and come back to our little white egg. Add a little bit more. You might be able to get away with 2 coats on this white egg. And now our blue, we'll come back to painting our blue egg and then our blue bow. And then we have to decide what color we want to do this guy's glasses. We can do them blue to match everything, or we could do them brown. What do you think? Blue or brown? I think maybe we'll try to do them brown. Let's try to do them brown this time. I've got a little bit of brown over here that we're going to use for our shading. But I think we'll go ahead and use a little bit of brown on our glasses. I think that will be cute. Okay, I think we can go ahead and come back to our orange now as well. Let's come back and do a little bit on the beak. Slightly giving it a coat, thin coat. And I think 2 coats is going to be good. Looks like I dragged my hand through my finger or something. I can't paint without getting it all over myself, that's for sure. Okay, let's let those dry. Let's see, we can't wind our string yet. Oh, I'm just trying to think. Oh, I do have my string. I was going to say, do I have my string? My twine. Our twine, that's what we're going to use to wind up our eggs. Let's do the brown one more time. And then I might need to pull out the heat gun so we can quicken up the drying time. Oh, he's going to be cute with these brown glasses. I think he's going to be darling. And I don't have him on the Etsy shop yet, but I'll put him on there. He's going to be so sophisticated. He's going to have a bow tie and then his glasses. He is just going to be smart. Just so smart looking. Okay, I need to plug in my heat gun. Let's see if we can dry these. Okay, looks good. Let's See if we are ready. I think I want to do one more coat of brown on the glasses. Now that it's dry, it needs one more. It's a little thin. These look good though. I think these look pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead and do some of our shading. So I'm just going to stick with the same brown. Get my bottles of paint out of the way and pull my water over closer to me. Let's see what brush I want to use. It's time to change my water too. It's yesterday's water from painting. We're just going to keep using it. Okay, so I'm just going to dip just the very tip of my angled brush. I love to use an angled brush when I'm doing my shading. And I'm just going to go follow the edge. There, that's cute. That's good. And then we're going to do a little bit on our tiny egg as well. Let's see if I have some paint left on here. Not much. Pick up a little bit more paint. All the way around. Just to give it just a little bit of shading on the outside edge. We're also going to do a little bit of shading on the bow. I pushed most of the water, but not all of the water out of my brush on my paper towel. Put a little bit of paint on the corner, just the tip, and I just drag it a few times just to blend the color. Now I'm just going to pull along here. Sometimes I let the other side dry, but today I'm just going to lift up the corner of my brush. It dries really quick too. In fact, you can almost not see the shadow on that light blue one, so maybe we'll go over that one just a little bit more. There we go. Let's do a little bit of shading on this bow. And then we'll come down just a little bit on the edge. Okay, we're also going to shade on our beak. So just using the same color. I think we'll do a little shading on those glasses too. Got a lot of water in my brush. Let that dry a little bit. So you can see how that looks. The other thing I'm going to do with my, I'm going to add a little bit of highlights with this teeny tiny brush. This is actually an eyeliner brush. So it's teeny tiny. And so we're just going to put a little bit of highlights on our bow. I just do kind of a quick swipe. There we go. To add a little bit of highlights to it. We'll do a little bit of highlight in the beak once we get that shaded. Oh, I just dipped it in the orange. We're not highlighting with orange. We're highlighting the orange. There we go. And while that's drying, I am going to actually take a little bit of brown, and I probably can just get a little bit from the cat. I'm going to do a little bit of dark brown, just picking up just a little bit with the corner, and we're going to go on the glasses this time. This is going to be the bottom rim of the glasses. So it's just a subtle. Very subtle. Okay, let's finish off the beak. Sometimes you have to let some areas dry before you go back over it. Otherwise, you just wipe the color away. You wipe the shadow away if you go over it, the whole thing. Okay, now we got our cute beak. It needs a highlight. So with the glasses, I'm actually going to do a little bit of shadow on the very top of the glasses. And we'll do a bit on that rim too, where his beak will sit. Oh, he's going to look so handsome, that chick is. He's going to look handsome. Okay, got that done. These look good. These look good. Let's do a little highlight on our beak. And sometimes if you don't like it, you take a baby wipe. I'm going to wipe off that highlight. So I didn't like that one. And I'm going to have to do a little bit of the shading too because I wiped that off. Let that dry. I like that one. That turned out good. Okay, let's do a little bit of shading back on that beak that I pulled off. Just that edge right there. And that edge. Let that dry, and then we'll do that highlight. Okay, so we're ready to splatter those, and I think this looks good. It's just very subtle, just a little subtle white. Could probably even do just a little bit more because it's so subtle. Like it. I like it. Okay, let's do our little shadow, not shadow, our highlight. And I take my brush and just swirl it around a little bit in my white paint. And I'll push it down just a little and then just drag. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got our pieces ready. Oh, we need to highlight our little tags. Our tags, oh, they're so adorable. I love these little tags. There's a fuzzy. Let that dry just a little bit and we'll do the edge. Move our tape out of the way. We're done with our tape. Got these. Actually, they can sit here. Let's do a little bit on the edge of our tag. Okay, we are ready to splatter. Let's splatter. Okay, so what I do when I splatter is I try to get everything out of the way, because when you splatter, splatter goes everywhere. And then I'm going to put up a shield. So I've got my paper towel that I used earlier today to paint. And that is going to be, it's going to stand here and kind of cover my other pieces as a shield. Because if I don't do that, then they're going to get speckled all over. And I don't want these guys splattered. So I'm going to tuck them underneath my paper towel. So I've kind of got, my paper towel is kind of at an angle a little bit. If I can get it to stand straight up, that's even better. Okay, so what I do, my favorite brush to use for splattering is this fan brush. And so I'm just going to get it good and wet. And I'm going to dip it a little bit in my white paint. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of diluting my white paint. So once I do it, and now I'm just going to tap it with my finger. I don't know if you can see the splatters happening, but they are. And of course, you don't really need to do on your white, but I still do the splatter. Okay, so once I have that, I'm going to rinse my brush again, because now I want to go to a different color. I'm just going to, actually, I want to keep it wet, don't I? Because I want to pick up just a little bit of this blue, because it's good and wet. My brush is really, really wet. Pick up a little bit more paint. You don't want super watery. I mean, you want it watery, but not all water. Okay. And now that I have what I think I want, now I'm going to splatter. And now you'll probably see the splatter happening on our little white egg. And if you see, I've got splatter coming up my paper towel there. Okay, so one more. I like to do a little bit of brown. Okay, got my brush wet. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this brown, and I'm just going to pull it over so I don't completely dilute, just in case I need to come back to that brown and shade something. Again, just pick up a little of that brown. And now that I have some brown on there, and I just tap it against my finger. And this is pretty wet. It's really splattering, but surprisingly, it's not hitting the egg. I'm splattering everything but the eggs. I guess I am getting a little bit on the eggs. Trying to get a little bit more on the blue. There we go. There we go. Cute. Oh, they're so cute. I love to do the little splatter, but you have to prepare your little area when you're doing splattering. Okay, so I will set those aside. I'll set aside. Okay, I can take my shield, my splatter shield away. In fact, I think I'm going to move my little splatter eggs out of the way, and I'm going to put this messy one down, only because some of the splatter is still wet there. So let's start putting our little chick together. Okay, and put her little beak on. They're ready to be glued on. I've got my stick fast glue that I like to use. Just a little bit goes a long way. And sometimes if you get too much, I just put a little bit, lay it on the paper towel, give it a tap, and pick it up. Just kind of maneuver it where you want, because it sticks really fast, but you have a few seconds of wiggle room. I think that looks pretty good. Give it a little bit of push. Now let's take her bow. And I'm gonna plug in my hot glue gun. I don't know, it might still be hot, but got her bow. I don't know if it's still hot. Not still hot. Unplug one thing and plug in another, because I have my ring light above me and that is plugged in. Okay, so we got to add her eggs soon, but we are going to still let those dry. I can see some of the splatters are still a little bit wet, but we can work with this one. So what I'm going to do, let's put her aside, and we are working with our big guy. Let's put his nose on. It's not a nose. Why do I call it a nose, you guys? It's a beak. But I think you still can smell with it. Okay. That's on there. Let's put a little bit of glue on his bow tie. So the bow tie is kind of like a half, where the bow is full, but the bow tie is like a half of the bow, so that he can still stand up. He is a shelf sitter, and he'll be able to stand up on a shelf all by himself. Okay. His glasses are going to go here. Now, when I do the eyes on the glasses, I always make sure to put the glasses down, and then I'll do a couple dots where I need to go. So sometimes I might need to do a little mark. I might need to do a little mark where I want to put the eyes. I'm just going to put like a little teeny hole. Just poke a little hole. And that's where his eyes are going to go. And the reason I do that is because if I was to glue my glasses on first and then try to do the hole, try to do the eye, the back of my paintbrush might be too fat and I might not get it where I want it. So I'll do it this way. Okay, but I will do the eyes last because the eyes take a little longer to dry because it's thicker. So she's ready for her eggs. So my hot glue gun, hopefully it will get hot enough so we can put the flour on there. But let me show you how I do the eggs. Let's put this aside, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue on my egg, just offset it just a little bit. And it's going to sit on here. There's a little bit of gap between the chick and the egg because I offset it a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll just take some little teeny round pieces here. And we're going to glue those on here so it will be able to lift up. Just call these I call them risers. These are little risers. I don't want them to stick out from the egg, so I'll leave it down low enough. Let's let that dry. Let's see how these are doing. These are looking pretty good. I think that's ready to glue on. Oh, and I just realized I need to grab a couple of small little risers, smaller than what I have. I think I have some right over here. Let me grab them. Okay, I only have one, but one will do. So this is just a very small little rectangle piece that we'll put, I think I'll put it toward the bottom. And then it will give me a little area to glue when I glue it onto my chick. Okay, so these are probably dry. So what I like to do is I'll take my twine and I'm going to wrap it around my egg. So I want plenty of twine to work with, and then I'm going to wrap it around, but I'm going to wrap it in between. I just realized I need some risers. I need some risers over here. So we'll do that. So I'm going to wrap it just a couple of times. And then just tie a knot. Oh, I lost hold of my knot underneath here. Okay, got my little knot on there. And I do need a couple risers here. Because I'm worried about the twine. I want to make sure there's enough space so the twine doesn't cause an issue. Let's see. I don't think we need to worry about adding another riser because this is going to be mostly on here. We didn't need another riser on the little ones, but I'm going to put one on the larger egg. Okay. So let's got a couple more little risers. Just little circles, that's all they are. Just little tiny circles. Okay. Let those dry a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to take my scissors, and I want to do a tie a bow on my peep tag. Tie a knot. And now I'll tie a little bow. Okay, so this is our tag. It's going to go on our little egg. I think I will put a riser on there because I think I want it over enough. So let's see if that riser is going to be okay. Or if I have another circle. Let me see. Okay. I'll put another riser right there because I want this to sit on top. There we go. Okay, let's do our twine for this guy. Leave a tail so I can be able to tie a bow. Got quite a knot here. Whoop, he fell off the egg. Gotta get him back on the egg. I love adding little accessories to all these pieces that I design. It's so fun. Okay, now we have our teeny tiny, remember our teeny tiny little tag here? It says egg collector. I think I've got a little bit of masking on that one. I'm going to take that off. See if I can poke it through that hole. Even though it's a smaller tag, I've designed this so the hole is still the same size as the large tag. So it doesn't, it's not hard to thread that tiny hole. It's still the same size. The tag's just smaller. The hole is not smaller. Okay, let's tie a bow. Okay, and we'll probably cut these a little bit smaller. Okay, let's see how this is going to go on. Yeah, the egg's going to hang off just a little bit. So I'm not going to worry about putting a riser on the back of the small egg, an extra riser. Okay. So let's put our egg on here, but you want to make sure not to get it lower than the body because you want it to be able to stand up on its own. Okay. I also like to take a little bit of stick fast on my bow. It takes a while to dry on twine than it does wood. So it's like I put it there and just leave it alone. Okay. Coming together. It's so cute. So I got a riser in the way. I'm trying to get it out of the way. Okay. Put my stick fast on my twine and it just kind of soaks in and eventually it will dry. It takes a while. Okay. So that is our big peep and then our medium peep and then our baby peep. Chick. That's what I called them. A chick. I just called them peeps because of the tag. Okay, let's do their eyes now. I'll get a little bit of black. Put some fresh black on my tray. And then I decide which end I like to use. Just poke it in the paint and then I dab it on there and see if I like that. I think that's going to be good. Her little eye. And then I like to do the eyes not straight, just a little uneven. There. So if you worry about getting them straight, this is another way to do it. Okay, so I want his eyes a little bit bigger, and I've got that little hole as my guide. And I might need to go just a couple times just to tap it, make it a little bit bigger than my baby peep, my baby chick. I mean, isn't he cute? He's cute already, isn't he? He's super cute already. Okay, but now the very last step of putting our peep together is putting his glasses on. I want to be careful not to touch any of that of his eyes because they're still wet and they'll be wet for a little bit. Get some of that glue off so it's not so thick. Okay. Bring his little glasses down. Got some glue on the glasses on the outside. Oh my gosh. Isn't he cute? Oh, he's so cute. So handsome, huh? So handsome. We've got our little girl chick. It's like we've got this family going on here, huh? Got the family. So these are my chicks, my SVG file for my chicks, and I just love them. There's lots of different, they come with the three different sizes of the glasses, like 3 different sizes of the eggs, and then the bows as well. So they're so cute. I just love them. So here is the big one. Let me lay them together so you can see the different sizes. Large, small, large, medium, and small. And I will get this one added to the Etsy shop because, oh, he's just really adorable. The only thing I think I need to do is trim these tails because they are pretty long. They don't need to be quite that long. So these are the peeps, and they're cute. Let me show you the chicks. I mean, these are the chicks. Let me show you the bunnies. If you haven't seen my bunnies, I have 3 different sizes of the bunnies too. So this is the large one, and this one I did a carrot bow. So cute. And then this is the medium size if I lay them, and then this is the small size. So these are the bunnies. So fun. Oh, anyway, I hope you had a good time finishing up these Easter chicks with me. And I think he turned out pretty adorable, you guys. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I hope you all have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.